Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our another exciting episode of our podcast. Today, we have a very special guest joining us. She is our young author's parent who is truly a sign, or you can say an inspiration for the young author, and her dedication to nurture creativity and fostering a love for storytelling is really commendable. And with boundless, I can say, patience and encouragement, Visalakshi ma'am has instilled confidence and passion in her child's writing journey, and we are going to celebrate this journey, and she loves celebrating every achievement of her child. She has provided, I can say, she has provided a safe space for growth to her child, because she knows, her child is extraordinary, and every child is talented and extraordinary actually. It's just that the parent needs to bring it out. And yes, she shares a very remarkable bond, between there's a remarkable bond between the Nidhi and her mom. So yes, we have the most irreplaceable pillar in Nidhi's literary success. So welcome, ma'am, to this podcast, and we are very happy to have you today here. So can you introduce yourself and share a little bit about Nidhi's background, and what made you to decide your child to enroll your child into the story writing workshop of Dr. Kailash Vidya?
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me here today. I'm Nidhi's mom, and she is right now 10 years old, and she's studying in Padma Sheshadri Balavagan Senior Secondary School at KK Nagar, Chennai. So her journey of writing a book, before that, she had started reading books. And before that, it was listening to stories. So she got an opportunity to be, I got an opportunity to take her to lots of story times when she was very young, like from 6 months old itself, I used to take her to story times. So I think that formed a really good foundation for her. She was able to improve her vocabulary, she used to understand what a story should be like, a beginning, a middle part, and an ending. So all this was there, and whenever she got a chance, she would start reading a book, and that reflected in her academic performance also. The English, I find many students struggling to read in the first grade or second grade, they'll be struggling to read, but from my experience, I can say that if you are given the correct guidance and if they start off reading and at a very young age, they can really improve on that. So
Yes.
that's how it started, and I have seen her writing. So after reading, it automatically the writing also followed, and she started writing lots of stories on her own. She would just take the A4 sheets, pin it together, staple it together, and she'll start writing. The title will be there, written by Nidhi Kirti Kumar will be there, and inside that a story will start, and with some illustrations too. So I was very happy to see her pouring out her creativity like that. So I just wanted to give her a formal training, or let her know the basics properly. So when I came across Dr. Kailash Mindani's workshop, I decided to enroll her for that. And you would not believe, the first day itself she started loving it, and the next rest of the classes she attended on her own. I didn't have to sit her and make her attend it. So she loved it, and I'm happy about it. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, that's wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you, ma'am, for that lovely expression. But without you, it was not possible for Nidhi to come and join in this journey and learn. So your role also was very important, since you took action to enroll her for the course. So we are very grateful to have parents like you who have shown interest in our story writing workshop, and given a chance to us to really enrich or enhance your child's learning. So what was the initial reaction when your child expressed interest in story writing workshop, or maybe story writing when she joined? What was the initial reaction you saw in her when she attended our workshop?
uh, she started enjoying the classes,
Hmm.
and I could see the first thing I noticed was responsibility. Say each day, each class, you would give her some activity to do it. So
Hmm.
she would love to do it on her own. She didn't need any reminder or this thing from me saying that complete this work and all that. So she
Hmm.
loved doing that. Uh, just a second.
Yeah.
Can we pause the recording?
Yeah. 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 Sure. Okay, so yes, ma'am, you were saying that how did she became she took responsibility. Yes, that was the main purpose of our assignments. Individual learner, this kind of habit. If the child gets inculcates this habit at a very young age, then parents don't have to go behind them. So the our purpose of assignment, our objective of assignment was to make it so interesting so that the child will do it on her own, right? So, and you are giving us this result. So, with that objective, we had actually designed our assignment. So that's wonderful. Now, how did you see Nidhi evolve during the process of writing her story and co-authoring the book when she was writing the superstar story?
So her earlier stories would be like, I found that there wasn't any link. Like her story will start somewhere, something will come in between, and the ending will be.
Hmm.
That was like proper. I mean, normal for her age and her thing. So, but after this workshop, I could see that there was some clarity in her emotions. She was able to express those clearly,
Hmm.
and especially since this story was all about her own life experience, I
Hmm.
felt that she could sequence it properly,
Hmm.
express it using her beautifully, actually, using her vocabulary that she has. So, and at the end, I was very proud of the work that she had done. And it's like, it's, what do I say? It was the best for her first workshop. I mean, like the first workshop that she attended and the first story that is coming out of it was
Hmm.
the best for me.
Wow, that's wonderful, ma'am. So that was the goal actually. Like we wanted children to learn to express their emotions because nowadays we see people who are successful in their life. Uh, they have high emotional intelligence. Even you must be reading and hearing about this emotional intelligence part because we see, like being a teacher myself in the school, it's nothing to criticize about the schools or anything. Schools are doing their job very well, but it's just that emotional intelligence is just not catered to in the regular curriculum because there is no space given. The government, or you can say the curriculum, has not given. Some states are doing it. I have seen some states are doing it. But yes, if we teach our kids the skill of emotional management, okay, then the life management happens automatically. Because if as a grown up we know how how difficult it is to manage a situation when a person is getting angry, okay, or if somebody is making us angry, how do we handle such situations? Anger is an emotion, right? So if child is learning through story writing to manage the emotions, to identify, first of all, get awareness of the emotions, and then they can learn, because they are going to do the characterization. And I'm sure you know this is going to be with her forever, this learning, because it's a self learning pace and it's about her story. So this is going to be with her forever. And high emotional intelligence uh, is on the rise. The more the parents are now becoming aware through some workshops like this, and they are taking action. So very good that you told me about this, because this emotional topic is very important. Because I have been in school, so I know how children they used to behave. Why does a teacher have a difficulty in managing so many different students? Is because they come from different families, and we don't know what kind of emotion they have had when they came to school. So it's up to the teacher how to handle the class. So sometimes a child is in a very good mood. But if the teacher can, if the child knows that okay, this emotion is good, this is not good for me, then and he learns to change his emotion, then definitely the otherwise if he's in a bad mood in the class, the entire day he's not going to learn anything, right? So but if he knows, okay, from bad how I can change my emotion to good, then that he will not miss on the learning part. So a very good skill you told me that she has acquired. She has learned to identify her emotions and she's learned to express it. expressing is in writing. It can come in writing. The beginning part is express, because you can't express to anybody. And once you start with writing, it becomes very easy to go to the second time expression verbally also. So very good, ma'am. This is a very good thing you're throwing light upon. A very important thing on which you have thrown light. So, dear parents, if you are listening to us, so please, please watch this podcast till the end, because we have more insights for you. So, my next question would be like, what changes did you notice in Nidhi's interactions with her friends or teachers since the book was published?
Uh, okay, we didn't know the impact of writing a book and getting it published until we received the book in our hands. Okay, so it was like, till then it was like, okay, we have written a story. It has been selected to come and get published in a book, but the impact or the realization that it's a big thing came to us when we got the book. So we got the opportunity to share this book with her school heads, the headmistress, the principal, and all the uh, teachers who have taught her so far. So, and like she said, the encouragement, the words that they shared with her, the way they express their happiness in stating how she has done well, and she has penned it well. Her story has been penned well, and then she's grown, she's matured. So that is shown in that story. So all around, not just in school, but her friends were happy. Family, there was an immense support and immense encouragement, immense happiness from them, stating that they are all proud of her, and the fact that she has done so well, they are looking forward to more stories from her, because writing a story anyone can do, but when that story gets published and more people read it, because always when we write a story, it's just like, if it is school, only the teacher will be reading it. If it is at home, your parents and then your family will be reading it. But now that we have got the platform wherein many people who we haven't seen, we don't know, but if they read it and if they also give us the feedback that she has written really well, like just the other day, my cousin had messaged me saying that she had read the book and that she had passed it on to her friend, and coincidentally, that friend's daughter is studying in her same school. And but we don't know each other, but still, like how she also had given the feedback that she had written it really well, and getting feedback like that, it encourages us a lot. It shows us that there is some skill, there is something in her that needs to be nurtured, needs to be nudged, so that she can improve her creativity.
That's wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much. We are very glad to hear this, that there was so much of impact she has made on so many people with her story, right? So, this is really nice to hear. Now, can you tell me how these skills that she has learned in the workshop, how do you believe, because your message is going to be, going to go to other parents. So, since you have been in this journey, you will be the best person to guide other parents. How do you believe the skills that Nidhi has learned in this workshop will benefit Nidhi in the future?
Okay, so the many skills were learned in this workshop. Firstly, I think the workshop was designed well, such that one part of the workshop will be involving the writing skills. Like you will be throwing light on the different elements that are needed to be part of the story, how the plot will increase and how the climax comes and how the ending comes. So all that was explained, and and not just explained, you made it like a practical exercise also you'll be giving it, so that the kids understand, okay, this is how I need to write it. So that experience also boosted in or aiding them in writing a better story. That was one thing. And another thing that I loved about it was the motivational sentences that you would post, and you will ask them to make it as their wall sentence. Now, like you said earlier, those wall sentences will create a great impact on the kid. They don't know that now, but the more they see it, the more they will think about it, and somewhere behind it will trigger their working, and it will surely they will put that into action, put their dream into action so that they would achieve that goal. So that is another thing that I loved about it. And like how my daughter said, Dr. Kailash Mindani not just wrote a book, but he has inspired many people, and he is also taking workshops to encourage others to be authors. I mean, that is really something that needs to be applauded, because we feel that it's, success doesn't need to be just with us. It can be spread among others, and you can spread that happiness to others around us. So, like the library teacher, she was able to show this book and tell the others also that, see, she has written it. I know each one of you can also write it. I think she has been the source to Nidhi's writing experience that she started now. So I think I would, I would, I
You
would, I would thank
recommend?
her the first
Yeah.
to, giving her this first stepping stone.
Okay. That's nice, ma'am. Thank you so much for that lovely feedback. And we are just blessed and happy to hear this kind of, feedback from you about Nidhi. And like, nothing more we can ask from God if this is coming as a blessing from you and for Nidhi as well. Now, I want you to, since everybody is watching us, parents are watching us, what would you say uh, to other parents who are just considering for enrolling their child in a story writing workshop? Like, what factors did you consider? I'm talking about the investment, like because parents are investing in the money in the school, in other classes as well, right? So I'm just trying to make other parents understand that how do they choose, like this workshop, how it's going to benefit them, like their how can they decide that they need to budget for such kind of programs as well? What kind of tips can you share with them so that they get ready for enrolling their child for such creative courses, like a bit about comparing to other types of educational investment, because we find parents kids are enrolled in so many activities. Okay, it's not that good, but they're so busy. I think they're busier than the parents, kids, right? But a small piece of advice for them on to the parents on this in this part.
Okay, I think we are now in a post-COVID era where all the parents are like, we want the students or our kids to be away from gadgets, to be away from TV.
Yeah,
And because of that, we have exposed them to lots of workshops, lots of classes, so
yeah.
that we can engage them productively. That is what, at the end of the day, parent wants. At the same time, I would I mean, I know most of the parents are like me, would also think that just putting them in classes is not enough. We need to find out where their interest lies. So
Yeah.
if your kid's interest lies in reading, writing, speaking, anything, whatever it is, you have to find that out and just put them in that kind of workshop. Because when you do that, the kids automatically will enjoy going for it, learn something more from it, and also pursue something. Like if it's about a writing workshop like this one, they will pursue writing stories, and like you said, the end would be they will become an author, and which is a great immense pressure for both the kid as well as for the parents. And thanks for the workshop people who are doing a very great job at motivating us and helping us achieve our goal. And regarding the budget, I think we all know that everything comes at a cost. So we will, but for the betterment of our kid, we are ready to pay anything. So thinking that in mind, I think it was budget friendly. Uh, Invested this, keeping in mind that this is better for her right now for this stage. Yes, we are ready to invest this much so that she gets exposure. I mean, it was the exposure that we loved about this. I mean, like a book on our own also, we can go write it in pre-books and get it printed from
Yeah.
Amazon. But what I liked about this workshop is here it is being read by many people. You all are like you know which stories are like the best to come out in a book. So that has helped it. It has motivated her more. okay,
Mm.
my story has come in this book, so I need to do better. She actually, whenever we went out after this instance of selecting the story and in your selection of her story and it coming
Mm.
in the book, after that,
Mm.
whenever
Mm.
we go out, she will watch her surroundings, she will see how it is, uh, and she will try to understand her emotions, and then she will say, "Amma, I'm going to write this as a story." She'll start
Oh,
saying all that. So.
wow.
And actually I am a little bit in a dilemma because she is good at both drawing as well as in writing. So
Mm.
if she is coming to a place like this, I don't know what to say. Should I ask her to observe the colors and give a good illustration for this, or paint a good picture, or to put her emotions and write a story for it, because both are time consuming at the end of the day. But yeah, we can find the time to let her pursue, because now is the only school time is the only time she will have the time to write something, explore her interest,
Mm.
and do everything that she wants. So
Mm.
as a parent, I would do anything to let her bloom into what she has to become tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Yes, you are a valued parent, and you had a valuable contribution in Nidhi's journey, success journey of becoming a published author in this book, Rising Superstar. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I want to describe about the coach, Simran Gangwani, her teaching style. That's me, I'm telling, because you were there in the class. So, what feedback would you like to give? Because what impact a teacher makes on the children in the learning process, I want you to give a message like how a teacher can impact a child's life, not only a school teacher from outside as well. So what difference did you find in this workshop about the coach?
Okay, Simran Gangwani ma'am, your class is not just Nidhi. Even I love your classes. Sometimes I would sit next to her, listening to how it is done and all that, so that maybe if not now, someday maybe even I can write down a story.
Oh,
And
wow.
like the not just the exercises, but the games that you had included in it, those were also like the vocabulary. It was fun. So I was like, I need to make her practice all this later on also, not just the workshop time, but sometime whenever we are free. Because all this is part of growing up. And if you more they practice this, the more it will reflect in her writing.
Yes.
So you had designed the curriculum such that it will impact, not just, it's not just a game. It has something the children will learn from it. And like you said, guru will impact the child's life. So as a guru, I felt I have chosen the right one for my daughter at the right time, because this is the age where she is understanding the things around her, understanding the emotions, what that is, whether it is fear or uh, whether it is jealousy or whether it is happiness, sorrow, all that emotions. And one more thing, you had mentioned that she has to see Inside Out too. She made sure we go for that movie and watch all the movie. So yeah, so that's what you said is like you say no,
Final word.
final word, and she followed it to the back. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I like. That's why I like around being kids, like around with the being around with the kids, because the energy they give me and the kind of energy we exchange, like becoming a kid with them is very important. With adults, we can't become kids. So that's a very important thing. Like even I learned a lot from the kids, and of course Nidhi also. Like I what I learned from her, the way she used to sit in the class and she was very observant and she was very patient and a very good speaker, and very confidently she used to express. Yes, in the beginning when I saw her and at the end, there was a lot of difference in that. She became very confident towards the end and she started, connecting, bonding. So that bond happened. So I think it's all because, it's two way. Not one side, it was two way. So love has to flow from a teacher as well as from the student. So it was then the learning is amazing. And for a student, it's the parent support. Unless, if at the back of the mind the parent is not happy, parent is up to like finding out more. No, I can get better than this. I could look for something else. Then there actually there's a time required for the bonding to happen. In one day we can't expect. So that was a very good time period we got to be with together, and I really miss them a lot now. I wish I could have them again with me so that we can do more better and this. And that was amazing, ma'am. So your insights have it. Now just last one question. I will not trouble you more. Just one message, because your answers will definitely help. You don't know lakhs of parents to decide, like why they should go, because reading in today's world, reading is such an important skill. Children don't like to read. You know why? Because I see they are forced to read. If you force them to read, they are not going to do it. But if you teach them with fun, if you teach them to love reading, then I want you to throw light upon this aspect. Last message for the parents, like why this storytelling workshop is important to develop the language of English, basically reading skills, writing skills, listening skills, and speaking skills. So how this is important, and how it's important in developing all these skills. So just one last message for all the parents
Okay.
there.
So, like I said earlier, Nidhi got an opportunity to be part of storytelling, story times in library. So we
Okay.
used to go there like 1 hour dedicated for that particular. And I made sure, like, okay, this day we have to go. Whatever happens, we are not going to miss it. So
Hmm.
it's a mixture of story, and there'll be a theme. Like for example, if it is farm animals, it will be all the stories will be about farm animals. And there will be songs related to that, so they will sing and dance and enjoy a little moment. And then there will be a craft at the end. So this kind of, it didn't put a okay, reading or story time means only reading. No, it was not like that. They had mixed it up, and because of that, she enjoyed reading. I mean, like, and that too, there was a repetition. Now, see, when once we started going to story time, maybe the first few times it will be like this is the first book that we are reading, the first time we are hearing that story. But afterwards, it was like a repetition. This
Hmm.
repetition also plays a very huge and immense role in the child's reading and
Hmm.
listening skill, because the more they listen, the more they will read. They'll know how to read it because they have heard that words again and again in their mind. So when they start reading, they'll be connecting it with the words, and that is how the sight words get registered very well in them. So once the sight words get registered, their reading and listening is done, then comes the writing. Writing automatically, okay, they have seen it n number of times, they'll be able to write it nicely. And writing and then speaking.
Hmm.
The more they read, the more words they will learn. The vocabulary will increase. They'll know how a sentence is structured. They'll
Hmm.
know how they need to tell that sentence. It is not, I've never seen, because of so much of reading and story times I've gone, I've seen that Nidhi has never struggled to speak, properly in English. I've never seen that. From the first grade itself, from the time she starts or she needed to communicate at school, I feel that she was able to do it properly. Except, yeah, her confidence level was very not confidence level. Actually, she was very shy.
Yeah.
She is like she'll never open her mouth until and unless a teacher comes and asks her something. So that has actually slowly grown now,
Gradually develop because of reading. Yes.
and now she's like she's able to talk to the teacher. I mean, even if they don't come and talk to her, she takes the courage to go and talk to them and be free, and like you said, create a bond with them. So
Yeah.
and learning a language, I think that is the base. If
Hmm.
they are able to first listen a lot,
Hmm.
reading and the writing will follow, and speaking at the end. This is actually for all the languages. Say from mother tongue, we are actually listening to it from the time we are born, so naturally it will come to us. Reading and writing, we'll do it later. But
Hmm.
English is a language which we need to introduce it to them at an early age, because that is not our mother tongue. The children
Hmm.
would not have heard anything in English. So when they come to the school, all of a sudden everybody is speaking in English, they'll not be able to understand. So the parents need to sit with them, spend some time, some quality time. It will be a quality time for them, and it is a life skill for them throughout their life. Because mother tongue, yes, you can speak it at home, you can speak it in a regional wherever you are staying, it will work. But outside, in across India, across the world, you need to have a strong English foundation.
Yeah. Very true, ma'am. Very, very true. Excellent. And this is eye opener for all the parents that they need to focus, because being a working parent, everything is dependent on the school. I feel parents send them to school, they feel it's done, like, it's the school's responsibility. No, the parent needs to take time. Like, I remember when my kid was in grade 1, I used to put the sight words on the wall, and I saw in a week he could read the story, because the sight words which were on the wall he mastered. I put 10 words, then I saw he has learned it in 3 days. So when I gave him to read a book which had stories of only those sight words, he could read it so well. So I continued doing that, and that's how even he started writing stories when he was just 8 years old. So that's what even I have experienced, and even you have shared your insights. So all your parents, what are you waiting for a story writing workshop? So I think, ma'am, you can share this picture, the book, if you have, of Nidhi, for all of us, so that we can share it to the parents that you're a proud parent of, and we are proud, coaches of Nidhi, who has become a published author. And the book's name is Rising Superstar. In the description box, you'll find the link of this. So go out, ma'am. You can tell them what are they waiting for. They should enroll for this course, right?
Of course, all of you, please do enroll it quickly and
Yeah.
let your kid become the superstar, next
Yeah.
superstar.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And your words of wisdom will definitely inspire all the parents, and we are blessed to have you as a parent who has been very encouraging for Nidhi. Without your support, it was just impossible. So thank you for being such a lovely and such a supportive parent. And we wish you all the best in all the future endeavors of your life, as well as Nidhi's life, and be in touch. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.